They didn't want to get out in the fog. I had a couple people tell me that they looked out and they said, I'm not coming, and then it finally lifted, and they said, okay, now I'm coming. There's Damien. He's not seeing me. Some are wandering in.
Please stand and sing with me. I've got love, I've got peace, I've got joy flowing like a river. I've got love, I've got peace, I've got joy flowing like a river. One heart, one mind, one love flowing like a river. I've got hope, I've got strength, I've got faith to move every mountain. I've got hope, I've got strength, I've got faith to move every mountain. One heart, one mind, one love to move every mountain. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. One heart, one mind, one love coming together. We're coming together. We're coming together. One heart, one mind, one love coming together.
Thank you. Be seated, please. Good morning, everyone. I'm Carol Schultz. I'm one of the licensed Unity teachers. I mean, there are soon to be many more here at Unity of Columbia. And I'm going to be giving the message and greeting and getting us all started off this morning. So faith is our theme today. And as I was driving in, I was just reminded of that. If you're a metaphysician, you metaphysically interpret your life. And as I drove through the fog, it was one of those mysterious experiences where you can only see just a little ahead of you, just like in life. We have to live in the present moment and just go as far as we can see, and then the next step is revealed as we go along. And it was just like a mystical experience. We live in the country, maybe you didn't experience it, but even on I-70, it was that fogginess that was just a mystery. And so we welcome everybody today. Those of you online, welcome as well. You missed an experience driving through the fog, that's for sure. And we're very glad that you're here. We're grateful for our AV team who was working very hard this morning to get everything in place. Several batteries had to be replaced, so we're grateful we're here. And so we're gonna live in the present moment with great faith today. So stand up and greet everybody that's here and wave to those online.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Leah, and I'm here to welcome you and serve as your facilitator today. We're grateful for all of those who contribute to our services. Welcome, everyone, to Unity of Columbia. Thank you for those joining us online, and to those of you in the sanctuary, thank you for your attendance. And we ask that you make sure your cell phone is turned off, please. We especially want to welcome you if you're a first-time attendee, and the ushers have a welcome packet for you. I'd like for us to get together and say the prosperity affirmation, please. Centered in spirit, we trust the potential of Unity of Columbia to express the abundance, perfect, divine order. Our community makes decisions for the highest good, open to the flow of new opportunities, and claim prosperity now. Please join me now in affirming our vision, mission, and core values. We celebrate a we celebrate a spiritually awakened world. And our mission is, we inspire the awakening and practice of divine love in every heart. In addition, we celebrate our core values, knowing that we have come here to be spirit-centered and to express the values of love, peace, and connection. And with regard to connection, Steph is going to do announcements today.
So I'm here to elaborate on some of the information you've got in your bulletin. First of all, the outreach team is sponsoring 2 events now. You will already have seen a few critters who snuck into the sanctuary, and we'd like to add to their number. So Toys for Tots is looking for, and somebody's got the hedgehog, is looking for new stuffed toys for the children. So please go out and buy some, and then any newbies here, we hug and cuddle on them until November the 30th. I've also got the Christmas tree up for Adopt a Family. Those of you who've done it before know what to do. Those of you who are new, see me out there by the tree, and I'll explain how we do it. And this is supporting 3 families and 2 individuals. That also goes till November the 30th. Now the Art and Craft Fair. We're going down on the last stretch. So, I made myself a list so I don't forget. We still need volunteers, particularly volunteers to help set up and clean up and put all the tables away. We now have exactly 40 vendors signed up. And next week, don't be surprised when you come in here, because it's going to look different, because we have vendors in the sanctuary. So we're going to have 4 rows of chairs next Sunday, and then there'll be vendors behind there. And we have even more vendors Saturday only in here. So we need help. And we also need some help from people during the fair itself, guiding people around, helping people carry stuff to their car, and so forth. So if you haven't signed up yet and you can help us at some point, please go sign up at the same table. Lunches. Anybody who's helping during Saturday and Sunday during the sale, we have lunches available. The sheets to sign up for those are out there. And if you can get signed up today, preferably Thursday afternoon is the deadline for that. Now, bake sale. Several people signed up for the bake sale on the understanding we'd be baking in a commercial kitchen. Well, a commercial kitchen is not available to us, but I've looked over the rules on public safety, and we can accept cookies or bar cookies or small pumpkin loaves, whatever you want to make, that you've baked at home. If you are in the fair working there, those can be sold to anybody, including the public. If you are not going to work in the fair, but you still want to bake, we can sell those to people who come to Unity and to all the vendors. So we're just going to split the table and mark it accordingly. So no excuses now, we can accept baked goods. Only caveat, I need to have the recipe, and enterprising people have already texted me a photo of their recipe. I have to make the labels and the ingredients list on the back, okay? And it's pretty easy. I've got them in the computer. I just change the order of the ingredients. It's fine. Okay, so sign up for the bake sale, or let me know while I'm standing there. Yeah, I'll bring something so I know who to get recipes from. The T-shirts. We still don't have delivery of the T-shirts. They are anticipated before the fair. Most likely, I'll be handing them out at the fair. So bring an old T-shirt and know there'll be one to wear, hopefully. And I will actually email you once we know we have delivery of them. And finally, I just want to talk about the raffles, because there are a few people in the congregation who have been harassing, pushing, and shoving the people they work with, the people that they play pickleball with, mentioning no names. And we already have a lot of people who've signed up for the quilt raffle. So you can take one of the flyers, take it to where you work or whatever, and say, anybody interested? And you can collect the money. And if you give us their names, we'll put the names on tickets and put them in there. We need their names and their phone number. And then, ta-da, we finally have Cass Jacot made this nickel-silver pendant. It's in a form of a tree. And that is also up for raffle. I'll have it out there on the table after the service. Again, same thing. If you know anybody who might be interested, see if you can sell them some tickets. And we have some flyers for this as well. Or Venmo, yeah. 6 tickets for $20, which is a deal most people are going for, or it's $5 per ticket. And that's true of everything in the raffles. They're all the same price. Okay, that's the end of announcements, and now I have the daily word. I cherish the memories of my loved ones. Today, I remember life is eternal as I honor my dear ones who have passed. I send light and love to those who have enriched my life. My heart beams with love and gratitude as I cherish the memories I hold so dearly. I honor and reflect on the relationships that have meant so much to me. I open my heart, allowing myself to feel the tenderness of my emotions. I sense my relatives' love, a reminder their presence is alive in my heart. I visit my memories in the stillness, grateful for the time we spent together. My beloved's love, wisdom, and strength are in me. As I remember these special ones, their memory will be a blessing that transcends time and space. Then he took a loaf of bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Luke 22:19. And again, say with me, I cherish the memories of my loved ones.
Okay, the prayer box. The prayer box is a symbol of blessing today. In prayer, we expand our awareness, knowing that we are expressions of God. We open our minds to receive an abundance of all that is necessary to fulfill our soul's purpose. We now hold others in prayer. Please speak your loved one's name aloud so that we can collectively hold space for them. For all the names on our hearts, know that you have what you've been asked for has been answered. Unity prayer chaplains are available to pray with you this morning after our services. Kathy's going to be our chaplain today. Okay, it's time now for us to have quiet time and meditation. Thank you.
Spirit, waken in me. Fill this vessel with your light. Let me be your hands, your heart, your eyes. Spirit, fill me with your light. Spirit, waken in me. Fill this vessel with your grace. Let me be your feet, your smile, your face. Spirit, fill me with your grace. Spirit, waken in me. Fill my heart with thankfulness. Let me sing with joy, for I am blessed. Fill my heart with thankfulness. Fill my heart with thankfulness. Fill my heart with thankfulness.
I invite you now to gently settle in. Find a comfortable position, feet grounded, hands rested, spine tall and open. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Allow your breath to be your gentle guide inward. And with every exhale, imagine you are releasing tension, hurry, or worry. And when you inhale, imagine you are breathing in peace. We are aware this is the season of fall, a holy and sacred season of harvest, of turning, of change, of thanksgiving. The leaves begin to release. The days have grown shorter. The earth prepares for renewal. And in unity, we remember there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good. So we consciously turn toward that presence now. We consciously recognize God in the changing seasons, in the rhythms of nature, in the quiet inner guidance that operates through each one of us. Breathe that in. And this year you have grown. This year you have learned new things about yourself. This year you have become stronger, wiser, more aware. Take a moment and acknowledge that. Be grateful for that. Sometimes growth is loud. Sometimes it is quiet, nearly hidden, like the roots deepening beneath the soil. And yet here you are, carrying the harvest of your inner journey. So breathe gratitude into that knowing, inhaling and exhaling fully. Scripture reminds us, give thanks in everything. We don't force it. We simply notice the good and bless it. So right now, allow one blessing from your current life to rise into your awareness, something you can be grateful for today. Perhaps it is a relationship. Perhaps it is a small kindness. Perhaps it is your own resilience. Perhaps it is simply breath in your lungs. And hold that blessing in your mind with appreciation and gratitude. And let gratitude begin to warm your heart. Imagine a soft golden light in your heart center, the color of autumn sunlight, and allow that light to expand, warm, and radiate through you. Fall is a season of release. Trees do not strain to let their leaves go. They simply surrender what no longer nourishes them. And this release becomes the nourishment for new growth in this spring. So gently ask yourself now, what is mine to release? It may be an old belief, a pattern, a memory, an unforgiveness, a fear, a self-judgment, any resentment. You don't have to force an answer. Just allow whatever arises to be acknowledged. And now imagine placing that thing in the hand of Spirit, letting it go like a single leaf gently drifting to the ground with peace. Feel the lightness, even if only a little, of that simple release. And now we silently affirm spiritual truth. God is my source. Good is unfolding in me and through me. I am grateful. Again, quietly, God is my source. God is unfolding. I am grateful. And now, in this open and grateful space, I invite you to rest for a few moments in the silence. Allow Spirit to speak to your heart in the language only you can hear. And we move gently now into the silence. I gently invite you back into this space. Know that you walk into the rest of this day grounded in spiritual law, grounded in thanksgiving, grounded in an awareness of God's good, active now. And take one deep final breath in, a slow, complete exhale. And when you're ready, ever so gently open your eyes and just know that so it is. Amen.
So good morning again, everyone. Thank you for those wonderful words and wonderful music that gets us in this mood to really be receptive this morning to the Spirit. And one thing I'm going to talk about is that openness and receptiveness. I was thinking about, I'm going to talk to you today about Peter, the disciple or apostle, whatever you want to call him, about Peter's journey to faith. It's really a story that shows us what it really means to believe, to stumble, to get back up, to try again, and grow stronger on our spiritual journey. And I got to thinking about this when I was preparing for the workshop on prayer we did recently. I realized that before we can really pray, we have to have some kind of faith in prayer, don't we? We have to realize that prayer really works. We need to have faith that something's going to happen, that we have that power to shape our own lives and that we are that God of our being. But faith isn't something we're born with. It's something that we really have to grow with and develop step by step. And we can use all the spiritual tools that we've learned over the years to develop this faith. Peter's story is in our Christian scriptures, where because we are here in the United States, we are what we call culturally Christian. That's kind of our background. And so that's where I went when I was looking at this story for Peter. We say we're culturally Christian and spiritually eclectic. And so also we say we're spiritual, not religious. But the Bible, in our faith, in our way of looking at things, is a metaphysical interpretation of our life. It's a story of our journey through our spiritual development and evolution in faith. And so as I was looking in the Peter story, as you may remember, Peter is one of the disciples. And we often think of Peter as the most faith-filled disciple because on this rock I build my church, all of these things that Jesus said to Peter. But he really didn't start out that way. He made a lot of mistakes along the way. He even denied knowing Jesus at one point. He tried to walk on water and became afraid and started sinking. But over time, he developed his faith, and he became that rock that the early Christian church, that early Christian sect of Jews was built on that we now call the Christian church. So I wanted to look at some of the aspects of Peter's life and see how that relates to us and our journey of faith. Peter was one of the first disciples called by Jesus, that is, one of the first disciples or first persons asked by Jesus to be a follower. And Peter is that faith faculty. Our founder, one of our founders, Charles Fillmore, developed a system called the 12 Powers, attaching metaphysical interpretations to each of the disciples called as aspects of our spiritual gifts within us as we develop our whole soul into that Christed one. Just as Jesus developed into the Christ, we are developing into those Christs, Carol Christ, Bill Christ, Lisa Christ. We're all Christed ones, and so that's a growth in faith and development. So Peter was the first one quick to say, I know you're the Messiah, and he was really standing on that. Then there's that famous story where he tries to walk on water, and then Jesus reaches out to help him, and he's stumbling, and then the next day, after that great declaration, he denies that he even knows Jesus when Jesus was arrested and was going on trial. So Peter was there when some of the biggest moments in Jesus' life that were recorded in the Christian scriptures. He was there at the Transfiguration, but soon after that, that's when he denied that he even knew Christ. Later, Peter had a vision. Later in his life, as he went around on his mission journey, he had a vision. A big sheet came down, and it was filled with all the animals in the Jewish culture that were forbidden, taboo, and he was told to eat them. He said, well, what's going on here? You know, I'm a Jew. I can't do that. Well, it was a lesson in inclusion and to drop all those old Jewish laws, come into the new age, the new Christed being, where all are accepted and all faiths, all religions. And then he went out and preached even to the Gentiles and the Greeks, who were people that they didn't even associate with before. So that's, and then at the end of the story, all of these failings of Peter, when Jesus came back to the disciples after the resurrection was reported, he reinstalled Peter by asking him 3 times, do you love me? Well, feed my sheep. And that shows that his mistakes were all forgiven, and he was given another chance, and feeding my sheep was metaphysically interpreted as feed all of those spiritual powers you have so that you come to that one crowning evolution into the Christed being. So Peter was a powerful leader, and he really shaped what we know today as Christianity. Well, Peter stands for faith, but he wasn't always called Peter. He was first called Simon. And Simon means hearing. That's being open and ready to listen for the truth. Well, Jesus changed his name to Peter, which means the rock, which shows steady, strong faith. But as we've heard, Peter's faith wasn't always steady and strong. He was sometimes unsure, changed his mind, fearful, and he learned to use his other spiritual strengths to strengthen his faith and grow. So faith is one of the first things you start out with in your spiritual journey, but you have to call in your other spiritual powers. And one of the first disciples is questioned whether it was Andrew or Peter. Andrew and Peter were brothers, and Andrew was called first, they say, and he went and got his brother Peter. And Andrew represents strength. He was, metaphysically, Andrew represents our facility of strength. Peter is the impetuous fire enthusiasm of the soul, but it finds a balance in Andrew, the strength that we bear. And so the study of strength and integrity, we have to bring that strength to our faith. Well, Peter and Andrew were very soon joined by James and John, the sons of Zebedee. And in the metaphysical interpretation, James represents our faculty of judgment or discernment. And I want to just give a little shout out to James, son of Zebedee. Sometimes our facility, our faculty of judgment is looked on as a negative thing. And I used to say myself, I'm so judgmental. That's one of my failings. I need to be much more accepting and loving. But change judgment to discernment. We need discernment, and James represents that faculty of discernment. So we know our boundaries, we know our limitations. We can discern when someone is in integrity or not. So own that power of judgment and discernment. Well, James and John, of course, represents love. That is our knowing that we know about John. And so faith must be established in love and discernment as they work together to fortify ourselves against the doubting and wavering of our faith. Love unifies the consciousness and enables us to realize our kinship and realize our own divinity within. But it all starts with that Simon in us, that willingness, the willingness to be open and hear and listen to what is being said and take that into our hearts. And then it transforms into Peter as it takes hold and we realize that, yes, this does work. I am on a spiritual path and our spiritual consciousness grows. Well, our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, wrote the system down, and you can see it in his early writings that he really assigned these faculties and facilities to different disciples. And he says, until faith is thoroughly identified with the Christ, you will find that the Peter faculty in you is a regular weathercock. It will, in all sincerity, affirm its allegiance to Spirit, and then in the hour of adversity will deny that it even ever knew Spirit. When you have trained your faith faculty to look to Source for all things, under all circumstances, it becomes the staunchest defender of the faith. And so, what can we learn from Peter? Well, faith takes time and practice. It's okay to learn from your mistakes, to make mistakes and learn from them. And we can be brave even when we're scared. And our faith gets stronger when we use love, strength, and good judgment along with our faith. So we are familiar probably with the story of Peter walking on the water in the Christian scriptures. It talks about Jesus. He was in the midst of his ministry, and he had just spoken to 5,000 people, and then did the miracle that we call the feeding of the 5,000. And after that, Jesus went up to the mountain to pray alone, as he often did, retreat into his own meditation, and the disciples went out fishing. Well, they were out on the sea, and the sea became really rough, and all the waves coming, and they saw a figure coming across the water, and of course they were scared. Then they recognized, oh, this is Jesus walking on the water. And Peter, impetuous as he was, says, I want to walk on water too. So he jumps out of the boat and starts walking on the water. But then he looks around him and thinks about, oh my, look at these waves, the wind, what's going on here? He starts doubting and he starts to sink, and he reaches out and says, Lord, help me. And so in the story, Jesus reaches his hand and he comes up out of the water. And so that is our journey in faith, isn't it? Reverend Kristen Cherry last week gave us such a good example of that, didn't she? That faith starting out on a journey, all excited, and then some stumbling goes on, and she's laying there thinking, I can't do this, but then her faith is renewed. She jumps up and she is doing it. She bounced back with a stronger and more confident faith than ever. So just imagine yourself in a boat there with those disciples. and you're on this water, and you see a figure coming toward you, and you say, oh, gosh, I want to do that too. I want to walk on water. So you jump out of your safe boat into that sea of possibilities. Think about what it is that you think about walking on water. That's impossible. I could never do that. That's something I would never even think of doing. Think about the times when you've jumped into that sea of possibility, knowing that with faith you can accomplish that. You don't have to put yourself at a defeat right away. And first you start out confidently, you're walking fine, and then all the waves come crashing in on you. What do you do then? You begin to sink. What is your response? You have to go back to that faith, the willingness to be willing to accept that divinity, that sense that you know what to do. That's when your affirmations and denials kick in. You can say, like Kristen told us, this has nothing to do with me. I am strong. This is not part of me. It doesn't control me. I am strong. All the knowledge and abundance and power in the universe is mine to use and claim, just as I need them. All the affirmations that you've ever known. And so then we can stand up and stand in that Christ spirit that we are, that real divinity that we have. So as we go through life, our way of thinking changes. Sometimes we feel like life is happening to us and we're stuck. Other times we take charge and feel strong. Eventually, we learn to go with the flow of life through us and realize that we're part of something bigger, something divine in us. And early in some of the Unity classes I took, I learned this model for growth in faith and consciousness. It was called going from victim to verity. Verity means to the truth. And so at the victim level, think of yourself, we probably all go this circuit every day in many different aspects. At the victim level, life feels like it's happening to us. We're powerless, overwhelmed by the forces beyond our control. And in the related villain consciousness, we blame others for everything, for our misfortunes, and harbor resentments. Those two states can leave us feeling stuck and disconnected, like things are being done to us, that the universe is against us. We have no power. But then we shift into victor consciousness. I am victorious. Everything changes when we think about that. Life begins to happen for us. We take responsibility for our experiences, reclaiming our power to shape our outcomes and embrace our inner strength. We say, God is here for me. So it's from doing it to me to God is here for me. And as we continue on this spiritual journey, we reach that vessel stage where we let go of the control and allow life to flow through us. We become conduits for that universal consciousness and spirit and energy. And we live in harmony with the world around us. And this is spirit living through us as we accept the flow of life. But ultimately, our goal is to reach the verity consciousness. That is the truth consciousness. And that's our profound realization that we are not separate from the universe, but part of its oneness. Life happens as us, and in this state, we align with a greater flow of existence. We look on the source as us, and we're living expressions of that divinity as we live our life. So today, I invite you to look at your own journey in consciousness as we go through these from victim to verity. Life is happening to me, life is happening for me, life is happening through me, and life is happening as me. And I invite you to strengthen that faculty of faith, bringing in all of those other disciples, all those other spiritual powers that you have at your disposal, strength, love, judgment, or discernment, and move from feeling like that victim to that strong expression of the Christ you are. So go this week and stand in your own strength, your own love, your own discernment, and your own faith as you develop your Peter faculty and your own divinity. And so it is.
Okay, as we do, we now place a blessing on our gifts. It's time for our offering.
Please stand.
Sorry.
Keep your eyes on the prize, but don't fret if you stray, because the most important thing is who you become along the way. It's how you love, how you live, how you laugh, how you give. Yes, the most important thing is who you become along the way. People pushing, shoving, rushing, stressing faster every day, losing their composure at the tiniest delay. Always multitasking, still thinking they're behind. When I see that this is me, I bring this song to mind. Keep your eyes on the prize, but don't fret if you stray, because the most important thing is who you become along the way. It's easy to believe we are in a race to get things done, a race to get ahead to prove we are number one. Does it have to be a contest with the one in front of you? What if we agree to slow it down a notch or two? Keep your eyes on the prize, but don't fret if you stray, because the most important thing is who you become along the way. It's who you become along the way. It's who you become along the way.
Okay, I won't fret that I can't read this morning, so bear with me, everyone. Hey, it is now time for our love offering. We place a blessing on our gifts and put ourselves into the law of circulation. If you're joining us online and you've been blessed by today's wonderful message, I invite you to go to the giving page on our website, that is unityofcolumbia.org. Your gift will help keep these services online. As we support our spiritual community, please take your offering, whether you give electronically, by check, or cash, and hold it in your hand and in your heart as we affirm these words together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am and all that I give and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you, Jen. We stand in great gratitude this morning, surrounded by abundance and prosperity. We're so grateful that we can give out of that abundance and prosperity to support the mission and vision of Unity of Columbia and our greater community. We're so grateful. Thank you, generous universe and spirit. Amen. Now let's have our children come in and tell us what they've been doing.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. So this morning we got to start talking about our gratitude. So we all made some little thing that represented something that we really love. And I think we have some people here who would like to tell about it.
Okay, okay, hold this for a second. Okay, I made this thing. You probably obviously know what it is, but no, what you think, it isn't. It represents a comic strip because Snoopy's in a comic strip, and it's been 5 billion years since I've been here, so yeah.
Nice job. Thank you. Ronya, do you want to show what your favorite thing is? Okay. Okay. Well, show him your butterfly. Show your favorite thing. Here, I'll hold it up and you show.
My favorite thing is a butterfly.
Nice job. Thank you, Ronya. Okay, so Danny, let's see. Did you bring your favorite thing? Okay, so I would ask you to bring your favorite thing and then maybe talk about the candles.
So I did a flower to represent nature, but the other project we did today, can you hold mine for a sec? Yeah, it's fine. But today we made candles for the craft fair. We all worked together to help make them. We ended up making 24. No, not 24. 27 candles.
All right, so you all will see those at the craft fair next week. Your candle, did you want to show them your candle? Here, hold up your candle. Show them. And Ronya made her very own candle. All right, let's bless our children. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. All right, let's go sing.
Okay, please stand and sing with us the prayer for protection.
God is here, the light of God surrounds us. God is here, the love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
As you move into your week, I invite you to show up in the world as you were wonderfully and beautifully made. In joy and in pure love. Take your faith and grow it this week. Wherever you are, God is.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be with God as Creator. Family, whole are we as we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.